This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everyone. The time being 4:46 p.m. I'd like to call this meeting of November 13th, 2025 to order. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Catherine, your mic's.
Scott.
Okay. We're going to start out with announcements. Town offices will be closed on Thursday, November 27th and Friday, November 28th for the Thanksgiving holiday. Donations, senior donation of $20 cash from the wedding of Joseph and Jennifer Lingro. I know I said that wrong. I apologize. Performed at Town Hall. So thank you very much for that. You want to make a motion?
Make a motion to accept that donation from the town clerk, tax collector, deputy town. I believe it's the deputy that performed the wedding. So thank you, Becky, for the senior center.
Great. Great. I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Okay. So you said Lauren's up next?
Yep.
She's
Did you want to do the minutes or no?
yeah, we can. Let's see. Yeah, we can do those. That's fine. Somebody want to make a motion on the minutes for October 30th?
Has everybody read them?
She sent them out a week ago. Yeah.
Or did you not get a chance to read them, Catherine?
What's that?
Did you not get a chance to read them yet?
No, I've read them,
Oh, okay.
but that's what I
No,
was
you're
asking
good.
before
Yeah.
I make a motion to accept them.
I didn't see anything.
I didn't either. Motion to accept the minutes of October 30th, 2025 as written.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. So do you want Lauren to come up now?
Yep. You all set, one?
Yep.
Okay. Not just you.
All right.
Other
You want-
people?
Okay. You want to wait?
Oh, yeah, you might want to wait a few minutes.
Okay.
Is he supposed to be coming?
We're 10 minutes early.
Fine, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's mediation. Okay,
Right.
that's right. Yeah, the
Yeah,
other
that's right.
people
I
have to
forgot.
be here.
No.
Randy O'Connell, we just bought a piece of property within the last year on Orchard Drive in Tilton.
So he had requested, mediation for the board. Normally I would meet with them and then report back to you and
Yeah.
go from there, but he wanted it before the board.
Okay. All right. Do you want to start your report, Tim? Or at least,
I can if you like.
Or Tim, I can do quickly.
You want to do you?
I can be quick. Yeah.
Okay.
okay. All right. We'll do the TA report now.
Okay. Because I do have some consensus I need in the TA report, but couple of things that I wanted to bring to the board's attention. I do have them if you want them, but it's that time of year that we give out the stipends. And I'd like the board's approval to do such to all of our volunteers and committee members, including the 3 sewer commissioners who get a stipend. Total stipends is $22,200. And I do have a list if you want to see it. If you don't, in the past, you haven't wanted to see it, but we did make one up.
Selectmen don't vote on the sewer commissioner stipends.
I don't. Okay. That's right.
Has all the chairs of the various committees and boards submitted their?
Yep. They have, with the exception of two employees, two volunteers who didn't get the paperwork back to us for their stipend. And they're new folks. One of them has a health issue. So we're trying to be a little bit cognizant of that. And the other one just didn't get the paperwork done. So other than that, they're all on task.
Are there any changes from the previous year?
No, $400. So.
Okay. I'm good with it.
You want a motion or just a consensus?
Consensus is
Yeah, consensus is usually good. So,
Okay.
so,
Oh, good.
all right, cool,
It's like we're all good.
perfect.
Okay.
Next, I received just a little while ago, the Lakes Region Planning hazardous waste program is sending out requests if we want to do like we did last year, which is choose all the other towns that we can bring stuff to. And their annual dues for that last year were $5,077. They have a 5% increase. So this year, if we want to join, and I've got to get a letterhead, so I would need your approval to put a letterhead together indicating that we want to participate. This year's cost will be $5,253.85.
Do we know how many Tilton residents participated?
They did not provide me with that, Catherine, so I do know that several did, but I couldn't give you an exact number. I just know some people called the town hall and said, well, how do I get to Malton Borough Public Works Department and that stuff? And they did provide that on their website,
Right.
where everything was located. So, but they usually do a follow-up to what the participation was in total,
Mhm.
but they don't break it down by town, I don't think. So,
Interesting.
Interesting to know that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, because we do, if we don't participate in that, our residents do have the ability to bring it to, I've looked it up several times, don't remember, but I think it's Alton. And then they pay a fee.
Right.
So if you only have 5 or 6 people participating, it makes sense to, do that.
There you go.
I
rather
do,
than Pay the 5,000.
I do know that the local ones like Andover and Franklin gets heavily populated. And what's the Laconia as
Mhm.
well. So I do know.
Is
My brother-in-law
there
used,
3 or 4 of them?
I think there's a total of 7,
Is there
including
7?
including us, right?
No, I mean, places.
Drop
during-
off. Yep.
Is there 7?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
7 towns participate.
Maybe there was at least 4.
Yeah. And I think the notice said, oh, maybe I can find it. I think the notice said that they had 2 additional towns jump in this year. And that's why I was surprised at the 5% fee, but let me see if I can find it quick.
What does everybody think about that? I'm kind of curious. I mean, I would agree with Catherine if there's only, a handful of.
I'd like to know how many residents use it.
I can't tell you, but judging from the phone calls that we got.
Yeah.
More than a few.
Yeah, we did get quite a few phone calls.
We did.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just reading.
Even
there.
if there's a couple of dozen, it still doesn't add up to $5,000,
Collection of Town of Tilton.
but
No.
it's still a benefit that we give to the residents. It go either way.
Their letter does say, I can enhance it on my screen. Instead of 7 towns this year, there will be 9 participating. Um,
If you don't participate, can you still go into one of the other towns that do participate?
no,
No?
No, you have to go to, like I said, I'm just looking it up again. There's a place that you can bring it. If you don't
Yeah.
participate in the program, if Tilton doesn't participate,
Mhm.
a resident can go to, and like I said, I think it's Alton,
A little bit of a drive.
but I think doing our due diligence, it would be good if we found out how many residents use it.
yeah, I'll see if I can find that.
I mean,
1,600 households.
in Tilton?
No, overall.
Yeah.
So
Let's see how many Tiltonites.
1,600 each year is what their average is.
I really would like to know.
Can
how
they
many.
provide a breakdown?
I would do.
I don't know if they collect that information, but I can ask them.
They do.
Oh, yeah,
Last
they
time
do.
I went, they
Yeah,
wanted to see my license and know where I was from, and
right.
Can you look into that, Scott?
Yep, I will.
Thank you.
We have to get the letter out by December 31st.
So
Oh,
it's, we still have another meeting before then.
Yeah.
Yep, we
Yep.
can do that.
Okay.
Your people are still not here. Wow. What happens if they don't show?
Almost 5.
No later than December 31st.
All right. Yeah. If you could find out
Okay.
that we'll have enough
Yep.
time because we'll
Yep.
have another meeting. So
this is gonna go off in 2 minutes. Shut the door.
Can you remotely shut the door from here?
No, but my phone's gonna tell me to go shut the door.
In your binders, I do have a gentleman stopped in that lives at 71 School Street in Tilton. He is a mason. He asked about the trough. Although we do have a current bid, we don't have a contract on that. So I did accept an additional quote from him that I put in your review section of your binders for review.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a little more than what the other quote was, just for your information. And what else did I have here?
That's it. It looks like it's the same thing.
Yeah,
They're not
basically,
doing anything different.
basically the same quote, the price a little bit different, but, and that's with us doing the haul away of the dirt and the bricks that we agreed to with the last requester. So this particular person said he could do it start next week. I told him that really the board had already approved to do it next spring.
Yeah.
Because we still got to bring Kevin DPW aboard, and we've got to get a approved permit from the state, which, as we all know, takes time, and set up a safety perimeter around it for the person that's working there.
Yeah.
So I don't think, I mean, I like the gesture to get it done and get it repaired, but I don't think that the timeline would work for us. I don't think we can get the permit that quick. So, and who knows if we get snow Sunday, so,
Well, it hasn't frozen.
right. Yeah, it hasn't frozen.
Hasn't the outfit Northfield that already bid on it, didn't they help us when we moved the thing back?
Yes, he did.
Okay,
yes.
so we basically have already used them
Yes, we have.
technically.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he never billed. I did instruct him to bill us. He never did.
That's typical of them.
It is typical of them. That's right. I do need the board's, in my report that's in your binders as well, the Mill Street insurance settlement. The company that, of the insurance company of the gentleman who had the accident has agreed to repair it because he did have insurance, surprisingly. And, but they sent their own adjuster up to look at the fence and felt that we really needed to factor in the fact that, you know, the fence was aging and had some damage previous. So they graciously, instead of the 22,000 that was quoted, graciously agreed to pay 18,600. And I think that's fair and sufficient. And I intend, after talking with the DPW, to have them do the repairs. So I think we'll save some money anyway. So. Thoughts from the board? If you
Hmm.
I'm
you
good
guys,
with that.
you with me? Okay.
I
on
am
that?
as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Thank you. I'll get the check so we can encumber it. Tim's going to talk to you in the budget in a bit about encumbrances, but we do have the check from our insured Primex for the trough that came in today. It's roughly $14,000. Wow, 13 something, and then they're going to send us another 800 because they misread the quote. So it'll be about $14,000. So that will cover most of next spring's cost to repair the trough. So,
Okay.
so that money that we have tucked away already, we'll be saving again. So,
Okay.
and each time I ask the board to remember that saving calculator, we
Yes.
keep adding to it. So,
Yes,
So-
and we appreciate it.
I know. And then I'm going to ask for a recognition, not recognition for me, but we do have a citizen request from the Killmeisters on Wolf Road to entertain the fence sitters. Selectman Constantino is one. Help me out, Selectman Constantino. Kim, Catherine, Selectman Dawson, and
I believe John Scanlon was
Oh,
one,
okay, I
and
knew-
I also believe Joe Jessamine was
okay,
one.
so there's four. So,
But this doesn't, reading the email, it doesn't sound like a fence dispute. It sounds like a border dispute.
Mhm.
she indicated it was over the fence though.
Right,
Yeah.
There is a fence?
yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
I mean, but
Yeah.
it doesn't sound like you talked about putting up and installing a fence, but it didn't sound like the abutter was objecting to the fence.
Mhm.
The objection seemed to be the trees that were left there, not the location of the fence.
And the fence comes into play, my understanding is because the tree is on the fence line and they're
That's how I
saying,
read it.
they're saying that, the abutter is saying that
They questioned the line.
they question the line and whose responsibility is to take down the dangerous
Because the
tree.
fence viewers can't determine a border line.
Right.
A boundary line.
But they're questioning where the fence,
We can,
Determine
Yes.
the fence.
questioning
Yeah,
where the
with the
fence
fence.
sits in relationship to the tree that is the problem.
Mhm.
So they're saying the fence is wrong, therefore the tree is not their responsibility.
is
That's
that
good.
RSA 435,
473,
473?
right here. I got it for you.
And I must profess, I didn't know the fence sitter statute until Selectman Constantino educated me on it, so. I was on the fence about it. So, I'll stick to the day job, yes, I'll stick to the day job.
So her first sentence does say regarding a boundary dispute.
We first took this with Ralph Sellers and I believe Mr. Hughes off of Lancaster Hill. It was about boundary slash swale. And we calculated it out from pin to pin, calculated it out where it was supposed to go and
Yeah.
wrote a report, and that's report is the gospel.
Right, right. That's my understanding.
So the established pins are still there and
Yeah.
can find
Yep.
them? Oh, great.
I walked them. Yep. They are. So it's an old RSA, very old. People say fence viewers, what? They are, it's there.
What's that?
They say fence viewers, what?
Yeah.
That's what I said
Right? See what you learn when you're a selectman?
when I first read that. I'm like, what is a fence view? And then I started like looking for an app or something on my phone. I'm like, is there like a fence viewer like thing that I can look up? Yeah.
We have to be very careful because again, we can't determine where a boundary is.
Yeah.
Right.
And
We can't say, okay, the boundary's over here. We have to go there and see pin and pin, and we'll really become mediators.
yeah.
Where the fence goes.
Yes.
It's-
Estimated
it's-
number of felled trees left on our side of
Right.
our side of the clearly marked boundary line, approximately 10 feet onto our property.
Yeah, that's where the problem.
I don't think that's where the fence is going, though.
See,
I think
that's
the
a
fence
civil
is
matter.
going on the other side.
Oops.
Yeah.
You have to find us some more fence viewers.
Yes.
Well, we have two that are two possible sitting here because John Scanlon used to be one. So
Oh, I'll be one.
there you go.
Next.
Raise
Make
your
'em-
right hand, we'll sway in tonight.
Make a motion.
Do I got to give blood too?
We appoint Eric Adams as a fence viewer for the town of Tilton.
Second.
Is there a way to create an app?
A
So we-
what?
An app
An
on your
app.
phone? Yeah, so I can
This is an old school law.
see.
And you
that's
want
why
to create an
That's why you
app
have
for
someone
an
like me on
old
the board, so we can bring it into the 21st century.
That law needs to go away. Makes me very
I,
uncomfortable.
I,
Because like
I could
said,
see, I could see that.
You don't determine a boundary. That's a legal issue.
Yeah.
I could see
The
that.
funny thing is you can, a fence viewer can say, okay, you're gonna pay for half the fence and you're gonna pay for half the fence
Right.
because it's a boundary fence.
Okay, Mr.
Yeah.
Chairman, we'll vote.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Well, welcome aboard, and we'll catch you in a minute because our next person is here.
Okay.
Can I do one last,
One-
one last thing? And then I'm done. So,
Then you're done, okay.
You're
Yeah.
giving me a headache, Scott, already. We just
hey,
started.
I'm being short.
Welcome to my world. No.
Starting to get a complex because my wife says that too. No.
We love you.
In your report, I did ask the board to give thought and hopefully support an idea that will be a small gesture to our employees. I am told, and I was here last Christmas, but I am told that the day after Christmas is very, very, very quiet. In fact, in the past, we've done a little holiday party in the morning, and the board graciously gave the employees the rest of the day off. Last year, we gave gift cards as well. So in lieu of giving gift cards, I would ask the board to support the day after Christmas. Christmas is a posted holiday, the day after Christmas, and therefore our employees could have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a nice 4-day weekend. Town hall is as productive on the day after Christmas as nothing. So
Don't say it.
I was going to use another analogy, but talked about a bar. So
I'm good with that.
Yes.
I think.
Perfect.
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
And with that, I'll shut up.
Well, one quick, I see Bob Hardy had called.
Oh, yes.
Want to know about the 10 holiday wreaths?
Yes. Yeah. And that's been an annual thing, so.
Yeah.
I just continued it.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so we're good?
Yeah.
We're gonna get him?
yeah, we're
Okay.
gonna get him.
Right.
He's working on it.
All right.
All right, so we're gonna move over to have Warren come on up. This is in regards to a settlement discussion.
You're going to do it first and then we'll call Mr. Bedell. Come on up, Mr. Bedell. You're going to sit in the next chair over.
Well, I do have the non-public set up.
Microphone is on.
Yeah.
Lauren, turn your mic on.
It's on now.
We're on now.
I can-
Okay.
Red is on.
I gotcha.
Mr. Chairman, would you, for the record, would you identify yourself so our recording secretaries?
Yep.
Thank you.
If I could have each of you identify yourself for the recording.
Sure. Lauren Martin for Avatar, here for mediation on the David L. Berard versus Town of Tilton, docket number 31367-24 PT.
I'm the David Albarad.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mr. Berard, this is your opportunity. So if you wanted to present, you wanted to meet before the board, so.
Yes.
You have to, Mr. Barad, you need to talk right into the mic because so everyone can hear you.
Oh, you really gotta be
Yes.
close.
And to help the board out, I got some aerial pictures of the general area where it is.
Thank you.
I didn't know how many copies to make, but there's two there.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Before we get started, I'd like to describe the property so you can see it. And I got the idea from the aerial lift from your assessor. And if you look on the right, on the shoreline, was a large dock coming out.
Yep.
That is one lot over from my house. If you follow the beach to the right, you can see the boat ramp coming down.
Yep.
And to the right of that, the smaller sandy area, is my property. And from the boat ramp along the shoreline, you see the vegetation on the right?
Yep.
Well, that's part of my property. And if you go on the top of that property in about 5 or 10 feet, there's a boundary marker. And if you measure from the boundary marker to the boat ramp is about 12 feet wide. 2 feet of it's on my property, 10 feet's on my neighbor's property. And I want to stress that because that's different from the report I got from your recommendations last time where it was said that the whole paved boat ramp was on my property.
So only 2 feet's on yours, 10 feet is on your neighbor's.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, but it isn't uniform going up from there.
Yeah.
Okay, now if you go all the way up, you see a paved road going to Route 3.
Mhm.
On Route 3, I own 103 feet. And if you go over, you can see my neighbor's lots on the left of the road. I own the area to the right of the road. And the road you see, access road, is about 90% on my property. And if you go go up the road on the left side, at my 130 feet, you come down about 400 feet, it's entirely on my property. And then between the,
Hold on, you lost me here.
okay,
So say that again.
from Route 3.
Yep.
Down the road about 300 or 400 feet, it's the road, access road is entirely on my property.
Yep. Okay.
And if you look at the one house, that's not part of, that's part of the condemnation, Lakewood Cottage. The next house is one of my neighbors. and he has a long driveway that intersects with the right of way. That's where a corner of my property exists. And if you follow that all the way to that 2-foot mark at the other end of where the boat ramp is, my property is to the right of that. And from that point, from their driveway down there, is only 2 or 3 feet of the paved road at the most that's on their property. The rest is entirely on my property. Till you get down to the lake, it doglegs to the right, and that's where you get the 10 feet difference. So that at the lake edge, most of it's on their property. So the whole access road, approximately 85 to 90% is entirely on my property, but it's more than just the road. My deed gives them a 50-foot right of way. And my lot's only 100-foot wide at the beach and 130 at the Route 3. So about half my property is a right of way to the 4 houses on the left side of that road. So that restricts what I can do with my 2.66 acres. Now, additionally, on Route 3, there's a drainage pipe, a 30-inch drainage pipe that comes under Route 3 and drains on my property. And that makes the top 2/3 of my property a wetland. And it meanders down through my property, and then it comes to the right-hand side of my property, which borders the new hotel, and it comes into a stream and flows into the lake right where my beach is, which restricts the sandy portion of my 100-foot beach to about 65 or 70 feet. If you take away the, it's a vegetation area, and there's a hill that goes, a little mound that goes up to the mound. So it's basically unusable as part of the wetland because it's a stream coming into my beach. So I just want the board to understand that even though I'm listed at 2.66 acres, they actually were my house and my leach field is, because I'm not tied into the town septic, is probably less than an acre of land, not 2.66. And so next thing I want you to understand is when I first moved in, there was only me and one neighbor that lived on the beach side. And they subdivided and put 3 houses on their land. We both had approximately 2.6 acres. And we were both assessed back then the same amount for that land. When I look at their land evaluation on the tax sheets, I add them up and I compare it to what my land is assessed at. All 4 of those property added together is half of what my land is assessed for,
That's incorrect. I addressed that in your abatement.
about 400 to 740.
They're over 2 million, the land for all of that.
Okay, well, that's my next point. And the Lauren's, if I call you Lauren.
No,
you
no,
call
no,
me
that's my
David.
name.
She mentioned in the recommendations to selectmen that there's features to those 4 lots that she adds up to be over $2 million. And then she puts in her report, those features, I don't want to mischaracterize it, the features were due to
Shared rights they have to the beach, access, boat launch, boat slips, view, etc.
yes.
It's because they don't own it in fee simple. It's shared interest that they have. So they have land that shows up in the land section. And then because they share all of those other features, it's listed as a feature. So to just simply add their land without adding those features is not accurately representing what their land value is. But because they share it, we have to list it. They don't own it in fee simple like Mr. Berard does. So it's not in apples to apples.
Well,
I just had him print a copy of the card for Mr. Berard's property, so you could have that in front of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just so you could see that. Because that's the value that the value that was arrived at for the update in 2023 was 1,128,700. That's the final value. That's the value that Mr. Berard is disputing before you today.
okay, I want to get back to the land. I've been involved in several land transactions where you have a large piece and you break into smaller pieces. And usually the smaller pieces add up to more than what the original, this was just the opposite here. Now those four are assessed for land, half is what my land is assessed for. So that's apples to apples. And now Lauren has another column on her appraisal she calls features. And she listed as the boat ramp, the sharing of the beach, the boat dock, and the slips. And she's alleging that adds $2 million to my neighbor's land assessment.
That's not what I said, but
Well, that's what it says right in here.
no,
Where,
what I'm happy to show the board the parcels here on the map. Kind of hard to see, but Mr. Berard's parcel is this long here. The road kind of comes right down the middle there. The parcels adjacent here that he's referring to. So these three sit on about a half-acre parcel here. Then you have the one down at the waterfront that's a little bit bigger, a little over an acre. So that together, this is about 2.6, it's a little bit 2.7, I think. I didn't do the math, but similar to Mr. Berard's. The difference being that each individual house sits on a smaller footprint than Mr. Berard's. And when they divided this out on these 4 lots, they have shared rights to the beach, there's shared septic. So to just simply add their land value and compare it to his land value is not capturing the total value of all the same rights. He owns all his 2.66 in fee simple interest, and it's valued on his land accordingly. The waterfront that these people in the back, these 3 lots in the back is 3A, B, and C. They share the beach on lot 3. Directly in front of lot 3's house, but they share it. So their land is not valued similarly because of how their ownership is set up. So they have a feature. So to compare apples to apples, you would need to add the feature for those shared rights plus their associated land values and then compare it. But because of the form of ownership being different, it's not really an apples to apples.
and that shared right she calls features. She says the sheer beach, the access, which is mostly on my property, she puts as a feature for them, maybe because they don't have to give up their land for the access. And their boat launch, which is on their property, mostly not mine. And she says the boats slips. They each have their own boat slips. And they say the features for them is a view. And I don't see how you remotely get a value of $2 million for that. And if you compare my land value is 2.6 area is 741, and their land value is less than half of that, or right about half of it. And if you add the features to it, the features she's putting out for $2 million is unbelievable to me.
And I don't mean to rush things along, but I have to, because I have another meeting. So this is the value that's under appeal. The properties on the other side are assessments, not necessarily comparison. The one that's directly across from the boat ramp, that would be probably the best comparison. It's a smaller lot. It does have those other 3 lots in the back that are shared over it. That property sold in, I think I have it written in here. That property sold in October of 22 for 1.2 million. So we're looking at Mr. Berard's property compared to that property. And that property is more encumbered, given that it has all those other lots in the back that have access and rights over it. So at the end of the day, we have an appeal here going to Board of Tax and Land Appeals, where Mr. Berard is aggrieved of this assessment, and his burden would be to provide market evidence that I've overassessed his property relative to the sales. So I understand his comparison to those other properties, but that doesn't meet your burden of market value of your property.
And I haven't been done with my presentation. I just started to get everyone on the same page so they understand the
Yeah, and I,
the
like I said, I don't
situation.
mean to rush you, but we were supposed to meet at 5 and then go,
5:30.
no, it was a 5
5.
o'clock meeting.
I
5 o'clock.
I called up and confirmed with Amy at 5:30.
I have a question.
Yes.
I don't see anywhere on this tax card, and maybe I'm missing it, that accounts for the wetlands that's part of his property.
Yep. So if you're looking on landline 2, the conditions at 75, and that's, it's got the drainage and the easement on that there.
I'm sorry, say that again?
See the condition on landline 2 at 75 condition, it's reduced 25% for that, for the water and drainage easement on the property.
No, but it would take you time to point it out.
Down the
Okay, I'll
bottom.
show you on the landline.
Second from the top, from the bottom. On the right.
On the right, Catherine.
So we're reducing the excess acreage for the water and drainage easement there. And then another 5% off the 1 acre home site here for the drainage easement. And then this is the waterfront description, the 100 feet.
But I'm familiar with that property. And DES recognized, as I look at it from the lake up to Route 3, that right-hand side, quite a bit of that, they declared a wetland.
It's got a drainage easement there, yep.
Not the drainage easement, it was a wetland. I mean, you could have a drainage easement, but where the water ends up, you have a wetlands.
Yep, and that's what we're accounting for there.
But it didn't.
And still arrive at that.
I mean, I'm only because I'm very familiar with this. Doesn't seem like you're accounting for enough of the wetland.
It's in the scheme of the whole picture of that as little impact because it's on the excess acreage.
Oh, I disagree. The wetland takes away part of my beach area, which is what Jack.
I'm not so familiar with it down by the house portion, but
Mhm.
closer to Route 3, quite a ways down, that was the wetlands, according to DES, because, well, we won't get into that. That's probably non-public.
Yes, so, and I don't see anywhere in here where it mentions the right of way that I have to cede to my neighbor 50-foot wide for the length of that road. And when I'm looking at the land type right here, doesn't make any provisions that I'm giving up property rights to have a joint access. And looking at the features, it looks like, I don't know, that access is worth a lot to my neighbors. And the beachfront, their beach area is over twice the size as my small little beach. It goes deeper away from the lake. Mine only goes about 20 feet. And on both ends, I have to have vegetation because as water drains down the road, it would wipe out my beach. So I have about 10 feet of growth in there. So it's not a nice sandy beach. And on the other side where the stream comes down, it's about 20 to 25 feet. It's all vegetation because the stream comes down. So I don't see anywhere where they're taking that into consideration. And they're still calling it. And part of the recommendation to you last time is that my beach area was improved, sandy, has a dock and has a boat ramp in it. And and that was misrepresented in the recommendations last time because
94.
the boat ramp is substantially on my neighbor's property and it was put in your recommendations last time, but from Googling it or looking for an aerial view, it looks like that road was on my property. Well, I measured it from the boundary on the lakeside, and I measured it, and only 2 feet of that is on my property. So I don't know what's better, Googling it, looking at area view to determine the property, but I measured it.
Mr. Barad, what is the end result that you feel that the assessment should be?
Okay, probably $200,000 to $300,000 less, because I approximately less than a year before this assessment was done, my property was reassessed. So I redid my mortgage, and the assessments, which you have a copy, came in $950,000.
So in March of 22,
A March of 22.
he has an appraisal that was done for refinance that offers an opinion of value of 950,000, relying on sales that were older than that. And this assessment is as of 4/1/23. So we're using newer sales in Belmont to support this assessment, and that do support this assessment. So the appraisal's outdated in a significantly appreciating market since COVID. So on the appeal document, Mr. Berard had indicated his opinion of value was actually less than his appraisal at 900,000. The market has continued to appreciate. So if it was, and I don't even have the full appraisal, but a portion of it. And in fact, one of the properties that is noted here as a sale sold a year later for $40,000 more.
Mhm.
So that's just a further indication that the market was continued to appreciate. So if we're going to rely on that, we'd want to look at sales at or around the assessment date to indicate if they support this value. So when we had this abatement, that's what I went to, was looked at all of those sales transactions to see if I could defend this assessment, because we didn't have a tremendous amount of sales on Winnisquam of comparable property at the time of the assessment. So we looked at properties in Belmont at the time of the assessment. And there were a significant number of comparable properties, and nothing's the perfect comp and would require adjustments. But they range in price from 964 up to 2.5 million. I mean, there's recent sales transactions in Belmont for just vacant land, 1 acre lots on Naughty Way in Belmont selling for over $1 million for just the vacant parcel. So, I mean, I feel confident that this value is defendable. Mr. Berard, like I said, he offered a value opinion of 900,000, and given he has an appraisal for 950 from a year prior, which used sales that are older than even that assessment date, the sales are from 5/21, 3/21, and 1/22. So when we're talking, we hit that COVID market, we were appreciating, and then we hit a wall and went straight up to the sky.
Mhm.
So the market's continued to significantly appreciate. So you would have to take those sales, trend them forward to 2023, and then compare them to this property.
Okay,
So to say
I
that he
make a
thinks it's
note on
worth,
that appraisal. It was done, and the person doing the appraisal didn't know about the restrictions on the access way at the sea to my neighbors. So that's why I reduced my estimate to 900,000. And additionally, the person doing the appraisal wasn't aware of the amount of wetlands that the 2.6 acres at. So I discussed that with him, but instead of getting everything redone, we just proceeded to get my mortgage redone. So, and it was comparables. And I get more information on other lakefront properties in the immediate area of my house. So I got some from Murphy Lane, Lake Street, and Beach Street. And all the lots are about a half acre. So my lot, usable lot, is probably a little bit bigger. But my assessments is $200,000 to $300,000 more than their land assessments. And same thing if you look at my neighbors.
are those sale properties?
Those
You're
are
looking
the
at assessments.
those are the assessments of comparable properties. And all these properties on Beach Street and Murphy Lane, since the town put in sewage, all these houses redone, remodeled, and they're newer than mine. And my house, I built it with my four brothers in '86, and I had very little upkeep. I still have the original carpets, cream colored carpets. You can see what they look like after 40 years. The hardwood floors, I've sanded them and varnished them a couple of times, but to say my house is maintained compared to my neighbors, it's unbelievable. You look at my neighbors, they have show houses. My house is livable. And they all have everything painted, landscaping, stone walls, landscape, and they have new roofs. They all have the new tech deck, and I still got the old pressure treated. This all, I tried painting, it gets off. So,
The Murphy Lane lots, and you did mention those in your abatement. Those parcels you referenced are 0.10 acres.
okay.
Those
and
are not, those are
You're
not.
saying that, but they're part of a condominium association. So
Right.
they all have their own waterfront and their own lot. And part of the condominium, they have a group beach. It's 200 feet wide and it goes about 50 or 60 feet. That's the one next to that big dock, the big beach over there. The Murphys, the 6 houses coming following. And then if you go around that little mound is Lake Street over there, and you check the appraisals for and it's all about half an acre. So my acre's a little bit bigger, but I also have restrictions. And if you go to those condominium association, they have right of way for the roadway that's not in that acreage. And then they have an acre, there is a big area where they can park 5 to 6 acres, which is common land for them. So if you take the common land and the right of way and everything, then my lot may still be a little bit bigger, but not to be assessed $200,000 to $300,000 more.
Is that boat launch shared by both properties, or does it belong to you? I understand part of it is on the abutter's property, but who owns the boat ramp,
It's
boat
a
launch?
joint right away. 2 feet on the lake end is on mine, 10 feet is in, but then it angles up to get to be, so it's, the boat ramp is majority on their side, but then it ramps, it dog
So-
legs in, so the rest of the right of way is mostly on my.
Both
property.
properties get to use the boat ramp.
Yeah, me and my kayaks, I don't have a motorboat.
So your abutting property can use that boat
They
ramp.
all use it. And
But
they
I
use it
don't-
for jet skis, motorboats, whatever. And I just have kayaks for boats.
And that's lot 3, right? U23?
I do.
Yeah.
Because I don't
It
see,
goes right between. So
I don't see anything on their card for the boat launch.
all of their rights are going to be their fee simple interest in the land, and then it's in the amenity because of their form of ownership.
Well,
And the boat launch information was provided by all 3 of those properties, and I don't have it with me, but I do have a map in my file from the hearings that show that the boat launch is on the right-of-way property, which is owned by Mr. Berard.
so the boat,
But
your
it is-
information shows the boat launch owned only by,
They have rights for access over all of it,
Actually,
the right-of-way and the
They
boat
own
launch.
part of it. If you measure from the.
but
property
only the
line.
one
I'm not,
property is,
I'm talking about map descriptions and information that was provided by all 3
okay.
of those other, or 4 of those property owners during hearings. So I have that in my hearings file.
But
And
only one property is,
No, they all have rights to use it and they're all valued for it, but because of their ownership, it's valued differently. So they have land and then they have features.
so we're not treating everybody the same?
They aren't the same.
It's a feature.
Well, if
They
it's a
don't-
feature
they
for
don't-
one, it's a feature for
They-
the other.
No, no, no.
And I'm
You're-
only talking
no, no,
about
no,
the
I don't
boat
think you
launch.
understand. They don't own 2.66 acres and 100 feet of frontage in fee simple interest.
I'm just talking about on this card, it says boat launch.
I understand, but they don't own the same,
$634,800.
they
And
don't
I'm
own, it.
looking at the tax card for lot 3 next to it, which I'm told has access to it. And I don't see any tax value for a boat launch. I mean, here it's
So here's
itemized.
their Sunrise Shores, 750,000. That's an amenity because it's a shared waterfront. Lot 3 does not own 100 feet individually. It's shared with those 3 lots in the back.
I get
and
the
all of
waterfront,
those.
but I'm
So-
looking for the boat launch.
It's part of their amenity value
Then how come it's itemized on this one?
because he owns this in fee simple interest differently, their
I
land than
don't own
this.
it if you go from the boundary markers.
Okay.
And if you,
Thank
I'll
you.
be glad to go out measure. I get a 250-foot tape. There's a bound right up
Does
here.
deed
It's
say he
100 feet
owns it?
away. And the boat launch is not
Okay.
all on my property. Majority of
Okay.
the boat launch on the lake is
Right.
on my
right.
neighbor's property.
Okay.
All right, so we have the Mr. Barad's figure and
Yep.
Lauren was nice enough to come.
And we
and she
don't
has to go.
necessarily have to have a decision tonight, but can I have you sign that we did meet with the board on this date so that we can, when we do
Can I
decide?
have a copy of that? too?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
If you send it in a.
So your request is you want the assessment $200 to $300 $203,000 less.
Yes.
Okay.
Where do I
clarify that.
sign? Going right here?
Right above me, yes.
Okay.
And we're
Yeah.
not checking anything at the moment. We don't have to decide anything at the moment. And when that happens, we can, I just want to make sure we have the paperwork because
Right.
we get.
And I want, so
And you want me to copy it right now
Yeah,
with nothing? And then we
and
can make
then
that
we can
decision.
both send it
Yeah,
in.
absolutely.
Okay. All right. Do you have anything else to add that's new to
Well,
what we've talked?
I'd like you, I didn't put in the land on Lake Street or Beach Street, their properties, and it
Mhm.
shows the land, mine is to push much more than theirs. And the same thing with Murphy Lane. And I've been accused of going apples and oranges, but I'm looking at these features right here. It seems like that's the slush fund for these appraisals. When you don't want to put a land price or a building price down, you put it in features. And the features for my neighbors for $2 million for the shared beach, the access,
Mhm.
boat launch, boat slips, and in a view for $2 million, it seems unbelievable.
Okay. All right. Well, we have your request. So we will take it under advisement.
We're going on.
Yeah. And we're going to go into non-public to discuss that.
Thank
Okay.
you for your time. I really
All right.
appreciate it.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Dave.
The time being 5:45, I make a motion to move into non-public per RSA 91A:3, section 2C. Reputation. Matters which, if discussed in public, would likely adversely affect the reputation of any person other than a member of this board unless such person requests an open meeting. This exemption shall extend to include any application for assistance, tax abatement, or waiver of a fee, fine, or other levy if based on inability to pay or poverty of the applicant.
Second, Constantino, yes.
Hanson, yes.
Dawson, yes.
Adams, yes. Tim? You shut that off for us?
Yep.
Thanks.
All right, Mike's, please.
This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. Okay, welcome to the minutes of November 13th, 2025. There's a reason justifying the need of non-public sessions still remain. Wait a second.
Second.
Yes.
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 The game's on 8:15.
Trust me.
It's going to be on that.
I know.
We're going to put it on that. Yeah.
Still make it down there.
Go.
I can't believe it. Jeremy's
Go.
You need to get off your phone because you know what? You need to be present.
Jeremy
Yes, you made a decision.
I'm thinking my decision.
Tell them you can make it.
Supposed to be down there?
Yes.
You're going to let him.
Primo seats with Noah,
Down there too. Jeremy went there too.
Oh, did he?
but not the seats he's got.
Probably not, no.
Not with Noah.
But it doesn't matter. Any Patriots game is good.
Eric's ready for you guys, right?
Yep.
Very good. Yeah, I got packets.
Yep. John, you're the vice. He's gone. Step up.
Thank you, sir.
Tell him that we're gonna, he'll be back in a second.
I'm just teaching the rookie over here what to be, because,
Discussions will be held according to this, right?
oh no, I got one, honey. I got one.
Oh,
Stay kind of generic.
oh, you mean number one, number two, number three?
Okay.
Why, yes.
Here we go.
Or we can go into non-public if we need to,
Yeah, let's go into non-public.
but I think it's best if we try not to.
Oh, no. Nothing about this is public.
These folks are, they're new residents in Tilton. And they're interested in a piece of property. I think it's number one here.
Yeah, well,
They're the only number one offer. Is that right?
doesn't,
They're the only one, yes, they're the only offer on that property. They're the only.
I don't think we should sell it, period.
Number one,
Hmm.
why do we want it?
Do you know for sure?
I said, why do we want it?
I don't, but do we know for sure?
For sure what?
Well, that's why I said non-public.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't really
like the
clear
residents
whether
of
we should be
town of Tilton
public or
gonna use
not,
it.
but that's up to you folks.
Yeah, me
But-
too.
What was that, Catherine?
I said, it's not like residents of the town of Tilton will say, hey, we got a place you can go into Silver Lake. So suddenly comes a town beach. I don't think so.
I have one in North, it's called North.
So-
North Pond.
So, okay, so,
The puddle.
we're talking about Emerald Lane first?
Emerald first?
Nope.
There are 4 pieces of property that we initially wanted up, well, there was actually more, but initially up for sale. And number 4, we found out that it was really a mistake. We did not, it belongs to conservation, or
Yeah.
should belong to conservation. And so we really should ask the board to take it off and
Yep.
register it with the Registry of Deeds under the conservation easement that it should be. Number 1, we got a letter from a concerned citizen, a very lengthy letter from a concerned citizen. Has anybody answered that letter?
I don't think I've seen it.
Is that,
No,
are you
that's-
referring to?
No, that's actually,
Emerald?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the letter being from Kevin Kenny,
Yep,
I have a copy of that here that he copied us as well
right,
and sent it to the real estate office.
yep,
So I'm familiar with that.
Did it come by email?
yeah, here.
Yes.
I must have missed it.
We put it in your book. Put it-
So I don't know.
This was the question that I had asked before we started the meeting.
Thank you.
Well, there are questions that the board, I feel, need to answer these questions before we sell town property.
Yep.
That we need to be very comfortable with answering these questions, or be very comfortable with selling these properties in the best interests of the town of Tilton, because
Mhm.
that's what we're here for.
All right. So as far as Emerald goes,
Yeah.
I
Well, this isn't ownership of the property.
It raises a lot
He's
of questions,
State's
Catherine.
ownership of that.
This
Okay,
is-
to my, best of my knowledge, that is not true. I have done a lot of research on that.
That
What they
is-
have is deeded rights to the property.
They
and
have
that's
right
how
of
we've
ways.
Represented it.
Do you
So
know?
that encumbers the property to anybody even putting a camper on it and leaving it there for a day or anything like that. What everybody has is access to use the property for access to the water,
Right.
kayak, swim, whatever you'd like to do. You might have a cookout or something, but beyond that, nobody can encumber that property, including the 7 that have it in their deed. So that's what you would be buying. You would be buying, you would actually have ownership of that lot.
And so you, as our representative, right now, you're going to stake that on there right now?
I'm going to say, to the best of my knowledge, this is what you would be purchasing.
Do we have a deed to that property anywhere
Yes.
that we can actually read?
You have a tax.
Do you
deed.
have the deed for that?
I mean,
That-
that's the
Do
big
you have the
question.
tax deed for that one?
Yes.
What does the deed say?
I don't know that I brought that actually.
I'll get you the deed.
And
Hold on.
I think
No, that's-
importantly is of the 7 people is
And
looking
then
at
when you
their
go all the way
deeds.
back to Albert LaRange's original deed.
Correct, the subdivision.
Oh,
The
did it?
language is all in there, that it's a
Did it
shared
get
property.
that?
All right, we got too many conversations
Thank you.
going on here. Let's focus. All right. All right. So you got the deed right in your hand, Catherine?
Evidently.
Okay. All right. And to the best of your knowledge, that what we would be selling is basically the rights for
No,
that.
you would be selling best of my knowledge would be you would be selling a quick claim deed from the town of Tilton
Mm-hmm.
to the purchaser for ownership of the lot,
Mm-hmm.
with understanding that there's at least 7 parties.
Yep.
That have full use of that property.
Okay.
How did these 7 parties come to get a right of way to that? They own
That was
a
in
home,
Albert's original deed.
Albert Loranger.
right?
But Loranger.
But originally they had a subdivision and they owned a home, and that was the right of way to the beach rights, and 7 of them all had a piece of the
That's
pie.
mentioned as well. It's mentioned that
All had a
the
piece of the
roadway
pie.
being Ruby Lane,
So how did this particular, we took this by tax deed, but it didn't accompany a house.
correct.
How did it not accompany a house?
I
Because it is a piece of property
But
described in this
Every
deed.
piece of property in the Albert Loranger subdivision had a house in beach rights.
No, they don't all have beach
not
rights.
to that one.
They don't all have beach
7
rights.
beach rights
On
were
this particular property,
all had,
7
piece-
people have a right of way to the lake.
and they all owned
But again,
homes.
I
They don't
can't stress
own-
enough.
They
To the
don't
best of our
own the
understanding.
property. These are people that own property
Around
off
it.
of this.
Correct.
I
Okay?
get that, Catherine, but what I'm trying to tell you, if you go back to the Albert Loranger subdivision, you'll see that it corresponds to 7 different properties.
7 properties have a right of way on this one.
Correct.
That's what they have. That's all they have, is a right of way.
Then why didn't that particular piece of property have a house to go with it?
Well,
Because it's,
I might be able to answer that.
Not
So
big enough.
Mr. Roberts, who was a wheeler and dealer too, and he and Albert, and so if you're standing on Emerald, looking at the water,
Mhm.
and here's the property in question, to the left of that was a man by the name of Mr. Robert. And the way I'm looking at everything is eventually he had his own frontage here. And he saw no advantage to continue to pay taxes on that piece as well.
Yep.
And that's how the town ended up saying, well, if you're not gonna pay taxes on it, then we're gonna take it.
Robert Barry lived around the corner from there. not next to it. Wabbitberry lived around the corner.
Oh, I thought he was right next to it. No.
No, he lived around the corner.
He was the one that had deed.
All right, Scott, go ahead.
Just so the board knows, I'm sorry, Catherine. And this is just a topic.
But I mean, I'm inclined to.
Hold on one second, Greg.
Mr. Kenny and Mrs. Kenny came in to see me. That's how the letter came to you folks. They came in to see me, questioning the property, but more questioning their assessments. Every one of them, all 7 people surrounding this, were assessed because they have access through this property
That's right.
and an additional $60,000
For waterfront.
for waterfront.
Right.
Their question to me was, if the property is only worth or assessed at 115,000, how can the town collect 60,000 from 7 abutters for a total of 420,000? How can they do that? And I could not answer that. And I said to them, you need to talk to our assessor. Our assessor can explain that. So really, the Kennys weren't questioning the authenticity of us, the town of Tilton, owning the property. They were questioning the authenticity of their assessment.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
they're like, so, and I told them, I said, I gave them Lauren's number. I don't believe Lauren has spoke to him, but I gave him Lauren's number, told him when she would be in, and then they subsequently wrote you the letter. And all 7 of them didn't sign off on it. Mr. Kenny put the names of the 7 abutters on it. So,
Okay.
so hopefully that's all.
Yes. You did.
I'm just judging my own personal concern is based on the number of phone calls that have come through the land use department and the questions that we're getting. And I think that we should have go to a title and get a clear title before we embark on selling this.
title?
I might have a.
Or we could just go
Idea.
ahead and do that, and then it will cost more in legal fees
So
than
is it
10,000.
okay for me to? Let's suppose that somebody was willing to pay 10,500 for the property with the understanding that they would be getting clear title. Until that's accomplished, they're held, and so if that couldn't be accomplished by the town, then no harm done. Their money is returned. Just throwing that out as an idea. I think you may run into a situation where you would have to get agreement by 7 other parties to that.
Many
think
questions
too
for
bad
me.
7 couldn't buy it and form an association, then they could have put a fire pit in and do what they wanted.
So it's interesting is this deed
Oh, it's interesting.
doesn't
Oh, interesting.
specify the 7 people who have right of ways over it. It does specify the right of way. So those people must, in their deeds, it must describe right of way over this property. But I mean,
And I personally
There's-
did not go to the registry and I did 3 of the properties. And they all had the same language, so I'm just accepting the fact.
Yeah.
So do 4 others.
I mean, as long as you don't want to have chickens or
You can have chickens
no
anywhere
livestock
now.
of any kind on this property, and no privy.
We spoke to, or I spoke to
That's
a
pretty
couple
funny.
of the
Anybody
7,
else wanna?
and they didn't understand the difference between ownership and the right to use it. They thought because they were being taxed on it, that they were part owners.
No.
And their deeds do not, the deeds that I looked at did not state
The
that.
questions we were getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're being taxed
taxed
because
for
they
the
have
access.
access to the
Access.
lake.
That's all it is.
I would,
Oh,
if I had that, I would be complaining about that
There's,
amount.
there's a lot of questions out there.
Not like it's a beach.
Whatever you
Right.
folks want to do with that one is.
And it is Silver Lake, which is overgrown with various aquatic plants.
And just so you folks know that these folks that are here tonight, the O'Donnells, are the only ones that have submitted an offer on this property. So
That's correct.
Is this the first time they're hearing your suggestion of the refundable if we cannot get a clear?
Um,
I'm good with that.
yeah,
I'm good with that.
I think-
If you guys have any.
I think knowing their intentions, they're gonna be moving up on Orchard to, they're gonna be retiring there and they just would like to have some form of lake access. They have their own agent that they're working through. It might be a nice, with everything I know in marketing the property at this point, I think 10.5 is a reasonable offer. Most, probably 95% of all of our inquiries, as soon as you tell them that they can't build there, and
Yeah.
beyond that, you really can't do much of anything other than day visits and so on, that we have been
Right.
able to determine. They're
Well,
gone.
it's big enough
They
to
all
put a
leave.
storage shed on.
right, that's what they want to
You
do.
can't have any
I mean,
sewer or septic or
I'm-
outhouse.
Kayaks and that's.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm putting my faith in you, Greg, to be our representative for this and do your due diligence, which, it does sound like you have. So when I first read that letter, before my time, so I was not really understanding it. But now that Scott's explained that portion of it as well, I think that makes a lot more sense. I don't know. What does the rest of the board think?
So,
Yeah, right with you.
Tell it.
so
Okay.
I'm a no.
So,
Take a vote on it, each one
yeah.
individually.
I guess I would talk to your agent. I really shouldn't be talking to you folks, but I think I would go back to the agent and we could add some language in there to make sure that they understand that everything is due to their diligence, that they're happy with everything.
so at this
What is
point,
their diligence? I've been listening to their diligence for a month and a half now since we decided to sell property with the phones ringing off the hook about their diligence. And that's what people have been doing. The phones have been ringing off the hook for us to figure out what,
You're selling.
yeah.
so you're going to add more language to this and then essentially bring it
Yeah,
back to us. So at this
So I don't know
point,
how you folks want to do it, but I'm in agreement with everything here myself, that we do want to be sure that these folks understand that, well, they're here for the meeting.
it's not a buildable lot.
There's
It's,
questions and that's what they're buying.
yep.
And I guess I would say that you don't have to actually consummate the purchase until you're happy with
Right.
with that.
With
And
the
we'll put a
language.
time frame on it.
I have nothing against you folks. Just trust me.
No,
I
no,
just
believe me, she's working
really
in
want to
your favor.
protect the town. I really do.
I would
So
say,
something like that. So why don't I draft a,
a
Draft
new
some
agreement.
language. Yeah.
I'll go back to Nancy, their agent,
Mhm.
with a modified contract addressing these things.
Okay,
And then if we can all come to terms and everybody's willing to either wait or whatever, yeah, okay.
All right.
That's what we'll do.
Okay.
good plan.
Sounds good. I think we can make everybody happy.
All right. Thank you, Greg.
All right, that's,
So
Then comes High Street.
Okay.
We're gonna sell it?
So
I would go with either A or C.
what's the matter with B? Aren't we looking for the highest?
Out
Bidder?
of town, we're not necessarily looking for the, uh, i- i- the highest. I'm looking for the one that's going to be the most committed to the town of Tilton. And both of these are very committed to the town of Tilton. They live here, they're committed, they're gonna do what's right.
So, yeah, I don't want to get into there's really no need
A
to.
is,
Every offer we
A
have
is in
on
a
all the
butter
properties
and
is
C
cash. So
lives
but-
very close by.
I think to do our due diligence to the taxpayers, it's the highest.
We don't always go by the highest. We've never always
what I
gone
said.
by the highest.
If we're gonna do what's right, we get the most.
That's
For
not
the property that
necessarily
we
the right.
can.
That's not necessarily what is right.
Well, you
They're
don't
gonna-
necessarily have to accept any one of these offers this
Hmm.
evening.
Mhm.
A thought that I had, and I probably ought to just shut up, but I'm not gonna, I never do, is, so if you did want to go with A, we know who that is. It's a budding neighbor, and
Oh.
she has an interest there in the neighborhood as well as everyone. I would suggest that if you did want to take less money for it, you might make the town and everybody happy. Would she be willing to accept the property with a conservation easement that she could never build on it,
Mhm.
that it could never be built on? And that would run with the land, which means forever and ever. Anyway, just a thought.
Mhm.
And other than that, I'm not going to get involved. The other two are basically the same, except for the money.
Not basically the same. One's out of town and one's in
Hmm.
town.
Oh, yeah, I mean the office themselves,
Oh.
the contract, yeah.
Yeah, they're basically
sorry,
the same.
yeah.
Do we know these ones that you're calling the out of town, will they become?
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
we know Donald pretty well.
Oh, I do too.
I-
Just
I-
an
I don't know the
investment,
gentleman, so.
just an investor.
Yes.
I,
Yes, and I can discuss, because we don't have agency with them. So I can discuss that.
I'm good with
my
the-
license.
I'm good
yeah,
with
his
the
and-
A or C offer. I mean, or, I mean, obviously we want to try to get we would like to get the most money for the taxpayers, but I'm okay with either one of those.
You know, whoever buys any of these properties has to comply with our zoning codes, the state building codes. So it doesn't matter if they live on the moon.
Mhm.
You know, it just doesn't matter.
But if you're local, you're committed more to the community.
Not necessarily. I know some local builders that
I'm not talking builders,
I
I'm
wish
talking
they'd move to the
buyers.
moon.
I'm talking buyers.
What's the difference?
A lot. You pay somebody to build a house. A buyer lives in that house, is committed to the community.
If I lived on the moon and I bought that property and built a house on it, whoever buys the house is going to be committed to the town. So it doesn't matter.
I'll disagree with you.
You choose where you want to live, and hopefully It's because you like the community.
What about you, John?
Well, I'm always been on the thought process.
Or you
of
just
the
want to
highest
flip
bid.
it.
I think we owe it to the town for that, but I mean, I'm willing to go with the 88.
For the 88?
I think the 60 is too low.
60 is too low. Okay. I'm good with C. That's my opinion.
I'm good with C.
I'm good with B or C. I'd rather go with the highest though.
And you're good with C
My
too?
question is, there's been a lot of talk about this property, whether it's buildable or not buildable. And very few pieces of property are unbuildable. Did I read in these documents somewhere about that there's a certain amount of time if it's found to be unbuildable?
Well,
Is that
Greg's
a
saying it's
standard
buildable.
clause
The
in this agreement?
concern that has been brought forth with me on that property is the amount of ledge up there, and I think it's apparent in some of the other homes.
Oh, there's a lot of
Um,
ledge on it.
So,
That's just
but that does not
blasting.
make the property unbuildable.
That's right. It's either blasting or you
It's
build it
cost
on a
inhibitive.
slab,
Right. You'd have to build on
So you-
slab
you
because
put a
it's the
slab of-
entire.
or you can
property.
blast it.
You can't blast it because of the
You can
Close
blast it, but
proximity
it's
to-
very expensive.
close proximity of the other homes.
No, you can blast. Trust me. You can blast.
My pen blew up.
I experienced that at UNH.
All right. So Greg, as far as High Street goes, we're good with the C offer.
Go see. Okay, got it.
Was that
I'll
a-
prepare
was
all
that a
these things and get
consensus
them over
vote?
to you.
So you all guys said
Yep.
C?
Yeah,
Okay.
you
Let the
said,
record show.
you said BC. You said B or C.
I said I'd prefer B.
You
so,
just said B or C.
I'm good with B or C, but I prefer B.
Oh,
I go with the highest.
Okay.
And I want the record to show that I preferred B, the highest amount.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
again, my
Debbie
question,
brings up, so in additional provisions on that offer, on the C offer, and I guess we can talk about this. It says that the buyer is going to be reasonably assured by the town of Tilton, but that it's buildable.
yeah, that's what I was looking for.
So I think we can reasonably assured. I mean, you can't guarantee anything. But
No,
It's 15,500 square feet that it's buildable, and this is a little over 16,000
And
square
the
feet.
the thing on that one is that they've requested a 2% buyer agency on it. So you
That
just
means-
need to know that.
What does that mean?
That means that pays 2% to the buyer that is bringing this buyer in. Remember when we wrote the contract,
out
we
of it.
agreed to 3%.
Yep.
So then what happens is when your offers come in, the buyer, under these new laws and stuff, it's crazy now. So they write into the contract that they would like to be paid rather than having to charge their buyer.
Oh, okay.
And in this case, that's 2%.
Okay.
So on 88 would be 16, I don't know, under $2,000
Yeah. Okay.
Buyer agent.
for the buyer agent. Ours is what
Which
it
is coming out of the town's proceeds.
I think it comes out of Greg's.
No,
No, he's not, he's not, he's not Cobra, right?
Wouldn't look at him when I said it.
I got holes in my socks. I gotta borrow a pen here, Mike. Okay, so you guys good with, so we're gonna say go with C?
Got him all shook up.
We got it.
Yep,
And we let the record show that Catherine would rather go with B.
yep.
So
Or
now
her preference
synopsis
is B.
on Simmons.
more the better.
All right,
Oh,
Simmons
no,
Court.
Highland, right?
We're gonna
No,
do Highland?
Highland,
Well,
we're
you got
not.
Simmons as next.
Highland,
Simmons
we're,
is, number
we're
3 is
canceling.
next.
Yeah.
Number 3,
Yeah, Simmons Court is next.
Okay, so Simmons, we have the they're about the same. 65,070.
B.
And
B.
the $70,000 offer would be subject to a 1% transaction fee over and above the 3%. The $65,000 offer would not be. So let me just talk about how we arrived at these offers. As I stated there, it had moderate interest. The contractors I spoke to on it, and they're correct, believe me, I learned that lesson along. That it's expensive. It's going to be somewhat expensive to build out on that lot because it's going to need some fill. So this is why most of the contractors walked. They all did.
Yeah.
Except this one guy who's with Reed there. He thinks it's 65. You can make it. So you can accept those two, or we can stay on the market, or we can go back. I think there's enough interest between these two parties. So what we do sometimes is we go back to both parties and say we would like your highest and best offer now. One time. Nobody else comes into the picture after we decide it. And we tell them we would like your highest and best offer. And then they're going to offer, they may say, we'll say where we are typically no. They're going to give you a few $1,000 more. And one of them's going to win.
I like that.
I'm fine with that. Now that this is
I
this is
have
recorded,
to-
so now
I have
you're
to step away from this one because that is my son, the handsome.
Oh.
Oh, that's your son? Well, you should be very proud.
all right.
All right.
He's done well.
So you're
What a
gonna
nice kid.
Well,
all right. So you're
he's
gonna
not-
step
he's
away.
not doing everything on his own.
All right.
He's awesome.
Yes.
All right. So you're gonna step away from. this
So
one.
we'll go high and best.
Yes.
Okay, I'll contact them tomorrow and we'll go forward with that. Now Highland, I guess, I even went as far as to bring a termination document. I guess that one's coming off the market, right? Because of that language previously.
Yep.
Yep.
With the town. So
Yep.
we'll pull that and, yeah, it's in here. Eric could sign off on that tonight if he wants to. And then Ashalot.
Well, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 here.
Huh,
Ashalot
Ashalot
is
didn't
not
make
on
it.
the list.
There's no offers on it. That's
Well,
why.
there's no office, that's why, right? So Ashalot, similar to Emerald there, it is, you know, if you're happy with that, you can, or I can send it over. That just states that we're all done. You
Oh,
owe
yeah.
us nothing.
Highland.
Yeah, we owe you nothing.
Highland.
Are you guys all okay if I sign this one for Highland, Catherine?
What is it? you're
Highland
signing?
Ave.
It's the termination for Highland.
Oh, yes,
Yep,
yes,
okay.
please do.
So Ashalot, same thing.
Initial?
Lot of inquiries.
Greg,
Um,
initial and all these?
Yes, where it's highlighted.
but it can't, you know, it's the same thing. It's got a Eversource easement that covers almost the entire property, which you can still do something there, but it can't be permanent.
Right.
Naturally. And then when I read the Sprague's old covenants and so on, that
Right.
hinders it further. But I think you do by rights with it.
Have
You
beach
do have
rights.
beach
You do have beach
and,
rights, yes.
and dock rights and whatnot,
Yeah.
whatever they be.
Right.
And Tim ran that a little further and he agreed. So there's some value there. We're at 19. I mean, so the guys that live there, the neighbors, and their tickets, they all came up from Mass. So I have one verbal offer of $100.
He retracted that.
Huh?
He retracted that.
Oh, he did? Yeah, okay. And then Kevin, right across the street there, who uses it currently for storage, said he'd pay $1,000 for it. And I said, well, first of all, I don't work for you folks, but I'm not even gonna bother to write that up. I will verbally bring that to the board.
We'll keep the beach rights to ourselves.
No thanks, right. So maybe we want to talk real quick. Maybe we ought to drop that down to 10,
What is it?
19.
For beach rights? That little piece that we can't do anything with because it's entirely Eversource.
You
all
could
you can ever-
Drive up in your camper and park it there and enjoy the beach and then
Well,
drive
yeah,
home in your
I mean,
camper.
so that's arguable because in the covenants,
Can't drive over.
it's arguable, but if you drive around there, everybody's doing it. I mean, they're doing what they want, but I can't, you can't.
In the
represent that and
covenants,
sell
you
it.
cannot drive over the
That's correct.
right of way.
You can't put it, you can't even store. I mean, you can store some things there as long as they're movable, I guess, but in the
Right.
covenants, it says not really.
The frontage is enough for a dock.
Mhm.
The frontage on the water is enough for, you mentioned a dock.
Well, you.
There are docks there. You
There.
don't necessarily
You-
get a dock, at least on the get-go.
Right. You
So what
don't.
you have is you can go there swimming, have a barbecue. It's kind of nice, really.
And it's a
set up
very
nice.
specific which beach you get.
You have a nice beach and you can go kayaking and put your canoe in and do like that, you know. Again,
Mhm.
many calls on it, and as soon as they know what the uses are, well, they're going.
They're gone.
I would suggest a price reduction, which will bring on a whole new slew of phone calls. I'm not tickled with it, but we could maybe get it gone for you and get it back on.
Needs to be back on the tax roll, so whatever we can
Yeah.
do to get it gone,
Okay.
I
So,
think.
I agree with that.
so Ash, we'll put that in. So we're gonna take that down to 10. Okay, I'll get all these things over to you folks tomorrow. And I
All right.
think we're good.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I think we did all right.
I think so too. Baby steps.
He'll be in touch with you.
Hey, still here? Let's go have a beer.
Can I just get clarification on what we did with the offer that we made on our property?
They're gonna add language.
And what type of language?
Yeah, we'll
So-
talk with you real.
Yeah, that's something that's something that him and your
I'm just-
representative will talk about.
Okay, thank you.
So we'll talk to Nancy and see, and then if it's something that works out for you folks, you know, we'll do this again.
Okay, sounds good.
And for the town
Thank you for your time.
specifically, more importantly, actually.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate
All right.
it.
Right, good to
Thank
see
you. What is
Yeah.
There's something Tim's going to talk about later.
See ya.
Is Eversource
Oh, all right.
rate increase or decrease, whatever.
Okay. All right. So we did not need the non-public for Greg. Cross that out.
Yeah,
In the center.
there's another one.
There's another one almost at the top of the stairs. He's gonna end up freaking tripping and falling.
Yeah, I almost did that.
That light
I
needs
never
to get,
find it.
it needs to get turned on before a meeting. I almost fell up the stairs one day. All right. So Tim, you're up.
All right, great. Thank you very much. So first item. You want me to wait? First item is in your to be signed folder.
Well,
It's-
apparently they don't want to listen to you.
That makes it unanimous. 'Cause,
John took off. and
I don't
then
want to hear
walked out.
myself
I
either.
tried to get him to go to the game, but he didn't take my.
There'll be another.
Yeah, go ahead, John. Tim.
Okay, so in your to be signed folder is a letter from the board to the trustees of the trust funds to transfer $102,635.10 for the paving projects for 2025. that were not either encumbered or paid for by ARPA. So if you would please sign those, and you'll see that there's a copy of the invoice that was approved in a prior meeting by the board for R&D paving. So that's number one. Number two, we're getting close to tax rate setting. Not much has changed. We're still waiting on DRA. The water districts appear to have their documentation turned in, but it hasn't been reviewed by DRA yet. But that could happen any day. So we're just in a holding pattern until that time. And I do have some recommendations on use of fund balance to more even out the rate. There will be a slight increase year to year as I'm estimating currently. Outside of that, I have natural gas supply rates and also electric rates that we need to discuss and try to arrive at. So both of these terms were 5-year, roughly either 4 or 5-year term between the two of them. And they're now currently up. The recommendation for natural gas, which is on my report, number 3, is to go with Sprague for a 36-month term, and that's 0.7078 per therm. So 70 cents, 0.78, 70.78 cents per therm, and that's for a 36-month term. And then it really comes down to, you could select a different term it depends how you view inflation and energy costs. But I can tell you one of the big drivers right now in energy across the country, everyone's heard of AI and Bitcoins. So the places that mint Bitcoins, the big corporate facilities that mint them are huge power users. And those have also become the most ripe facilities for developing and serving up AI to metropolitan areas. And they're huge, just the most energy intensive users out there. And if you Google that and read about them, and you look at the gigawatts that they're contracting for, it's driving up rates across the country. And the plans to build these plants out, they're $1 billion plus plants. So this is one of the things that when I look at the energy in general, I'm thinking that it's very likely that with the tighter money supply that we have right now with the Fed, that there may be not a recession, but a contraction of some kind short term, which would probably lead to less energy usage and lower rates. So meaning that if you're not worried about that sort of thing, we could get a shorter term rate and then renegotiate, say after 18 months or so, or 12 months. This 36-month rate looks a little further out, and I think it's clearly the best rate that's on this sheet. But in general, I think that's what we're going to see in terms of power and energy costs in general down the road. If AI continues to take off and these huge power plants are serving up these places. In fact, a lot of these companies are buying their own power plants, like wind waste, so that they have the lowest cost per manufacturer of a Bitcoin, lowest cost of, there's a whole computing technology for the cost per AI server. So in any case, not to belabor it too much, but there's a lot of new things happening out there in energy that are somewhat concerning down the road. So my recommendation for this is the 36-month at 70.78 cents. And on the other sheet that I gave you, handed out a little earlier with the rates, electric rates from today, looks like the best electric rate we're going to get is 11 cents per kilowatt hour. And I would recommend going out to the 32-month on that. So you'd be looking at 36-month for natural gas, 32-month for electric, and that would be with NG for electric and Sprague for gas, who both happen to be our current suppliers. So if the board were in agreement, I would just want a motion to allow me to execute something that doesn't exceed those rates that I just mentioned. And because rates fluctuate daily. The rates I had about 2 weeks ago were slightly less on electric, and we will try to beat them up as well if the board's in agreement.
I'll make that motion.
Yep. Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great, thanks. All right, moving on. So for the budget, you have in your books a revised budget, and there have been some changes made to this budget for several things. And in general, I guess the most important takeaway is that when you look at the increase year to year of what the changes are in our budget, the $342,000 increase, the majority of it are going to be wages, staffing, and then contracts, and then the library. Those are the largest components of that increase. So in the police budget, which is the largest dollar figure increase, that 132,000, that's primarily attributable to the CBA wages and benefits that are provided, which are put into the budget. And this would be the last full year for that. In addition, the merits were allocated. The elections have been figured as best we can. There were several lines that were adjusted in this budget, and I can take you through some of these. One of which was the janitorial costs. We were looking at about a 60% increase with our existing janitorial company, which essentially was message to us that they didn't want to service the town anymore. We weren't able to come to any kind of reasonable agreement. And so in any case, we received 2 other quotes for janitorial, one of which wasn't complete for all the locations. The Parks Commission elected to select one vendor for the Riverfront Park. And then I put into the budget the vendor that the police department has used for special cleaning. And that's for the town hall, for PD, and also for the senior center. In the past, the senior center was considered quote unquote free, but clearly it was built into their overall bid to the town from our current janitorial company.
So if Parks took out of a bid that was given for multiple buildings for the town, if they took just the park portion out, that's not necessarily what that company would have bid to do just the park. Is that not so?
The way it was presented to the bidders was that they could bid on one or all. So it wasn't a requirement to bid on everything. Each one received an individual bid for that particular
So
location.
you're telling me Parks chose a bidder that only bid on the park?
They bid on the park and the town hall.
Okay.
They did not bid on the senior
So if
center
they
or
took
PD.
out that one portion of it, and we're not going to go with town hall,
It did not change for the bidder.
it did not change it.
No.
And you've confirmed that?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Yep.
all, my only concern.
Yep. So in any case, you will see that there's slightly more money budgeted for the senior center. I think it's $2,080 added to the senior center maintenance line. And yet the town hall janitorial cost came down by about $2,300. So it nets a little less money than what we were paying this last in 2025. But outside of that, the overall budget, we're looking at a 5.5% increase. And that's also taking out a number of items that I believe we can encumber from this year. And I've got a list of those separate from this. But my goal for tonight is to at least arrive at what can be voted on in this budget with the intention of doing a presentation to the Budget Committee on December 3rd and getting it in their hands. So if you'd like, we can go through the administration budget real quick. Or you have questions, Catherine?
Do we need to go through this budget line by line? Or can we just pick out, I mean, we've all pretty well familiarized ourselves with it. Can we just go to the lines that we're concerned about?
Absolutely. I just wanted to point to a couple of things besides the janitorial and the administration budget. In the dues, as I mentioned prior to this, Lakes Region Planning was moved into the dues. And then the beautification was taken out of the economic development and land use, and that was put into the administrative miscellaneous expenses for flags and flowers. And those, aside from the janitorial, were the major administrative changes.
Those are all the ones that we talked about
Prior.
in those changes.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So that leaves the department budget at $848,322 for administration.
Make a motion, we accept the administration budget for $848,322.
I had some lines I wanted to discuss.
Well, we still have discussion.
Yeah, we do a motion in a second and discuss it.
Okay.
We still have that ability, unless you want me to withdraw my motion.
No,
I
I
can
don't
do
care.
that
We can
too.
do, we can do it any way you want.
Me too. I'm not- The way you
Well-
want to do it, doesn't matter to me.
All right.
Go, Catherine.
Oh, I was waiting for a second.
Let's, yeah, I'll second it.
Okay.
All right, so discussion?
So essentially, through the whole budget, to make it easier, my opinion, that all wages, salaries, whatever, should be at the same rate as all of our employees, which is 3.5%. All of them.
Okay.
I think that we should treat all of our employees the same.
So there's only two that I'm aware of that aren't, that might be different in this.
No, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6.
Where are
So
you getting this?
Where are you
If you're looking at the,
Okay,
if you're looking at the percentage change from 25 to 26, is that where you're looking?
yeah.
Yeah, that's.
So
not
the
right.
reason for that is because the board had either
Voted.
made salary adjustments or increases
Previously.
in 2025. So
Right.
that
Last year,
right, this year.
during the merit last year.
This year.
This year during that.
Right.
So you're telling me, for example, line
Budget.
Yeah.
4130.130, there is no merit increase for that line?
That's right. That was a salary adjustment.
Okay, so there'll be no increase there.
No, there is budgeted a merit in the merit line,
Of 3.5%.
3.5%.
Okay.
That's correct. Yeah, and that's the same for any of these that show greater than 4% on these salary lines, with two
Well,
exceptions.
What about the, on page 3. The second one down, the moderator's salary.
So the moderator is paid hourly, and that's based upon the number of elections.
Okay, thank you.
And because we're going from 1 to 3 elections, that's why the increase there.
Okay. Well, as long as,
With a 5% increase.
Well, and the 5% increase was because it's an estimate. It's a pure estimate.
okay, so, the town clerk, tax collector, and the deputy,
That is one exception, is the town clerk tax collector. She did request a 4% increase.
okay, that should be reduced to 3.5. In my opinion.
You can't do that.
Oh, yes, we can. This is our budget.
The town clerk tax collector puts in requests, what she requests in the budget. We have typically never touched it, ever.
This is the Board of Selectmen's budget.
I
We
get
can
it.
change
You
any.
of all people have fought this in the past, Catherine.
Okay, so there are 2 ways the elected town clerk tax collector can submit for their wage,
Mhm,
by warrant article or in our budget.
mhm.
We can change either one. This is our budget, just like the budget committee can change that as well. I think all employees should be treated equally, 3.5%.
I think that we need to get a ruling on that because we have not ever,
Doesn't matter if we have never, ever, ever done it, and actually we have.
think that you really need to think about that because when the town clerk tax collector prior to the existing one now
We
went to
did,
New Hampshire Municipal, when we tried to change it,
we changed it, and if you remember, she stood up at town meeting and asked for an increase.
mhm,
And town meeting, I don't think she got it, she got more than what was in our budget, but not what she asked for. So we can change it. It's our budget.
The difference of 0.5% is $442.
$442 I'm willing to save. Everybody should be treated equal. Land use. Tell me about those 2 salaries.
Hang on 1 second.
are we on the admin budget?
Yeah.
Oh, my comment in the beginning was all salaries. So I was going through all salaries.
Well,
It's
so,
easier to do it all at once than piecemeal.
so as you can see, it.
We have a motion in place for the,
Okay, if you want to take more time.
well, we can cancel the motion or we can just keep moving forward, one or the other. I have no qualms about either or, Catherine. I will
This is-
gladly stop and explain the land use budget. Whatever you want to do.
Well, what was the motion? Because now I'm
The motion was to accept the administrative portion of
Budget.
our budget, the bottom line.
all right.
That's why I suggest we just discuss the budget and then you don't have to approve each department. You can just approve the total of the budget. But I like things simple.
All right. Well, do you want to just withdraw your motion and then, okay. All right. So we're
All
gonna
right.
withdraw the motion and then we'll continue with this.
Continue on.
So, would you like me to
Yes, please.
discuss the land use?
Yes, please.
Okay. So the coordinator and technician salaries are, as all the others, which were based on the increases from 2025. The one change here is that with foresight, money was put in here, $13,000, which is $250 a week, to bring that position, the coordinator position, up to more of a market rate. Right now, that position is way out of whack of a land use coordinator position for the town. So if we were to go out and hire for that position, you'd be looking at even with this 13,000, it wouldn't be enough probably to bring that in. If you look at a full-time position for the land use coordinator and you extrapolate out the 34 hours at the salary that's there, and you add the 13,000, you're getting closer. You're closer to the high 60s. Or you're in the high 60s, almost 70. But again, it is because of the it is what we've done in each and every department to make sure that the positions are at a market rate.
Do we also compare experience and time on the job?
We do, and
So it's apples to apples and not.
I do believe that. I really
Okay.
truly do believe that. And we're at a point where we benefit. The town has benefited from the individual in that we have saved money. Let me put it that way. And granted, experience has been increasing during that time, but it is something that I think that at some point in time, the town would have to really spend a lot more money to fill that position. And every other position of that type, a department head position, has been with the board has made sure to keep it at a near market rate, if not at a market rate. So this is just being consistent with other departments.
Let me say something.
All right, can we?
Nope, let me say something. And I'm saying this as a selectman and as a land use coordinator, and I can say it as this. You look at it in a position of the position and not the person. Take a look at it as the position and not the person.
Okay.
And then when you do that, take a look at the influx of people that have been there and the changeover that we've had in Tilton. And then take a look at what the market rate is. You don't want to have all of a sudden that position open up, and instead of nickel and diming as we go along, and now you want somebody to fill that position that you have to come up in the middle of the year with $60,000 or $70,000 extra to fill that position with a
When we
qualified
filled that
person.
position, we didn't have to come up with that kind of money to fill that position.
No, of course you didn't, because look who you filled it with. So come on, let's be realistic on this one.
I am.
Okay.
Okay, can we move on to, unless I'm
Oh.
not trying to run the show. but
Well,
I'm
you
just trying
can,
to-
you,
Can we
but you
move on to
can
public
dismiss
works?
me.
I'm not dismissing you. You have more to say? I apologize.
All right, seriously. Both of you, like,
I had a little
Let's
bit
be
more to say,
professional.
but I'm trying to be professional about this, but let's just move on
I
because
wasn't,
it seems like Catherine wants to
I asked him.
rule this whole
she's not,
conversation.
she's not trying to dismiss.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Tim gave a very good
Yep.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
description.
Let's move along.
and I was ready to move on with his description.
Got it?
Okay,
Public Works.
okay, and you recall page 7, the welfare director salary, the hours were changed. From
Yes, that's why I
Yep.
moved on to Public Works. Thank you.
Public Works, which Okay, so the director technician, this is based on the higher salary. And because if you recall, this is a technician as well as director position. So this is what he was hired in at.
Say that again?
This is the rate at which you hired your director.
Okay.
And he functions as both the public works director and also the technician, the main,
Why does this show a 36.4% increase?
because the former director was budgeted in 2025.
Thank you. And these aren't all my questions, trust me.
And
No, that's fine.
and also the crew was
Clarification.
significantly changed
Okay.
changed hands during the year as well. So
Yep.
That's what accounts for the
And
changes
just to
there.
confirm, they're in the merit raise pool at 3.5%?
That's correct.
Okay.
Mm,
Tim,
PD,
oh,
same
sorry.
thing?
Same thing. The chief is on a contract.
Yes.
His contract does specify a different increase other than the 3.5%, but that's by contract. The officers' wages are all in at 3.5% per the CBA,
Yep.
the collective bargaining agreement.
Yep.
Thank you. Answered my questions and others.
John, you have
Alright,
a
I did. The 3.5%, more specifically for the public works, because some of those are newer hires. Is that 3.5% prorated if they haven't been here a full year, or do they just get the 3.5%?
They don't,
What you're budgeting,
they don't get anything unless
We
we,
approve, yes.
right,
Yes.
but it's budgeted based on their hourly wage.
Okay.
And it's also taken in accountability if they've only been here for a few months.
That's all I have.
So I think that concludes the salary lines.
all right.
So do you want to revisit the administration
yep,
budget?
Yes.
I will just note that I've got electricity in there at a slightly lower rate, but I'm pretty confident that we'll either be able to do better on the rate from what I gave you tonight, or I'll find, I'll figure out a way to cover any small increases from what's in this budget.
All right.
So the admin budget was $848,322.
I have more questions on that budget.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Am I the only one?
I didn't see anything that was like.
So I'm
jumping out at me.
curious, administrative training, why did that increase so?
So this is for the administrative assistant to be able to take more classes. And we did use it quite a bit this year. It's also used for selectmen when they want to attend training. So
And Tim, will that be offset by my grant? Because some of my IMC training came out of that, but we're gonna get refunded. Will that
Right.
show
it won't show here, but it does go into revenues. But
training?
Why would you be taking IMC training?
Did I say
ICMA?
ICMA. I'm tired and hungry.
Let's stop and get some pizza.
I'm with you.
So that's for a number of people. That's not just the selectman's office. That's also incorporates the Board of Selectmen too.
Yeah. Administrative equipment maintenance and repair. Why the increase there? Because the boiler is relatively new. The elevator, we have the standard inspection we do. I mean, all of these are pretty standard things we do each year. We spent $748 so far. So why are we increasing it to,
Well, okay, so mainly because
What are we
of the
expecting?
lift. The lift is getting a lot more use than it ever did. And we've had to make service calls on it. And even with a service contract, really we get a discount on parts. And then we also get 2 preventative maintenances a year. But I did check with, we originally bought this lift for $17,000 back in 2011, I believe it was. And a new lift, if we were to have to replace this, is $40,000 to $50,000. To go to an elevator, it's over $100,000. So and when I talked to the company about it and the actual maintenance tech that handles it, he said there are parts available for it, but that it is getting towards the end of its life, and so we budgeted to make sure that we can keep it in tip-top shape.
So at the end of its life, is that a capital reserve account? I mean, is that
Well, it could be. It could be. It could be
should we
for.
be thinking of that?
Well, we do have the infrastructure or the town buildings.
But is that
It
listed?
is
in
not
that? Okay.
individually listed. No. And this was all very recent, as a matter of fact. But as long as we keep it in good shape, he said they can last 20 years. So.
We saved some money in the town buildings because the trough repair is not going to come out of there. That's now
Yeah.
coming out of insurance.
That
So,
was weird.
yeah.
Yep.
Next question I have is on Conservation Commission. Do we typically include professional assistance in their
Yes.
request?
Yep.
I couldn't
This
remember.
Yep. This is straight from their request. And I think this last year they had, it was a little bit less than that. But they've always had that in there. In fact, I think they just recently had to, I was told they had to access an attorney, and they have money for it.
Under Public Works, I'm on page 8, the diagnostics computer. Isn't that something that could be purchased out of this year's?
Yes. And thank you. I'm looking for that line.
It's about midway down.
Yep, I thought I had.
You didn't cover
reduced
that.
It's 4311.660.
There we go. Yes, in fact, that's one of the encumbrance items. So we should be able to take that entirely, take the portion that's the diagnostics computer out of there.
Okay.
So I would say we could reduce that. We could reduce that down to, say, $2,000. By either purchasing that this year, the diagnostics computer this year, or encumbering it, depending upon its availability. And while the technician does have his own equipment, he would not need this diagnostics computer, except for the fact that our vehicles, the newer vehicles, would require it.
Mhm.
So that's why that's being paid for, and it would be owned by the town.
Those are my questions. Thank you.
Oh, okay, great.
Is that all you got, Tim?
Yeah, do you want to go back to the individual departments
Nope.
to
total.
vote? Do you want to go through any of the outside agencies, or you can see that Budget Committee has voted on a few of them,
Yeah, I noticed that.
but it is still early. They're still listening to testimony from them.
Yep.
Next week, they've got, I believe it's CAP and
The library.
the library next week. That's right, yeah.
Yeah, I
And
noticed the library is getting.
That'll
was
be
it?
an interesting.
Was it their
discussion.
was it
Yes,
their
it will.
HVAC system?
It's the HVAC system, yeah. It's at end of life
Yeah.
and
Okay.
then some, I guess.
All right.
Where is your total, Tim?
The total is right on the front page.
Okay.
So if you'd like, we could reduce $2,000 out of the Public Works budget to make it 886,390.
So it's 6,000,000.
Cool.
570, 133.
$570,133.
Yep.
Say that number again, I'm sorry.
6570133.
650,113.
So moved.
6570133.
It's on the back of that front page there.
On the back of the front page. Oh yeah. Okay. Do we have a motion on the table?
Yep.
Okay. I'll second. Discussion?
I'm confused. You're talking about Public Works?
Yes.
We took the diagnostic computer out.
Right, but isn't their request $888,390?
No, we're talking total budget.
Total.
Oh. The bottom line?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, once you take that out.
Yep.
He gave a revised number when he took out the diagnostic.
Yes.
My total for Public Works,
We're just not talking about Public Works.
Talk about the total at the bottom, total.
On the first page.
First page.
So he took out the diagnostics computer.
oh, you're talking about
readjusted
page
numbers.
1.
Yes.
Page
Yes,
one.
page 1.
I don't know what I did with page 1.
It's on the back of his report.
Yep.
It's on the back of Tim's
Yes,
report.
but I printed out my
Well, it's
own.
also on
Oh.
the first page of the budget.
Right.
Yeah.
Too.
I have to go to your budget.
And just so you're aware, we don't have a budget from the sewer commission yet, but whatever it is will be passed through on here.
Charge him. Why didn't they vote on youth assistance? They came.
So the department request for Public Works is $888,390.
Right. So
Take 2,000 out of that.
the 886.
So you're not taking 2,000 out of it. He take that total, okay, and then just scratch it out and just put 2,000 in its place. That's what he estimates.
We are
Estimates.
voting on the
Right.
entire budget, the
So-
total operating
So when
budget.
you look at that computer diagnostics, the line just above it, the equipment part, just scratch that out and put 2,000.
I'm on this page.
Yes,
Yes.
right.
You're
On-
taking $2,000.
No,
No.
Catherine, we're taking $6,572,133 and changing it to $6,570,133.
Okay, so we are not going to reduce all the wages to 3.5%,
We
right?
just started.
No.
We just started. You could make another motion.
Okay, I'm just seeing where
Which ones didn't? I thought we just went through it.
we did.
Didn't he just confirm that they're all at the 3.5%?
Town clerk,
Well-
tax collector.
That's correct.
Oh.
She's correct.
Okay. All right. All right, well, we got a motion in a second. So all in favor?
Aye.
On the bottom line of the budget?
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Aye.
Please let the record show I voted no.
Okay, so that passed at 6,570,133, correct?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. And then I will be bringing to you a more extensive list for either encumbrances into the new year or the expenditures that we can make during this year's budget. Because we, as you're aware, we do have some unanticipated revenues coming in. So there is a list on here, the land use consulting. The only thing we're missing there is to develop a consulting contract with someone, which the land use coordinator is working on. We discussed the trough repair, Mill Street fence repair. There's rail trail repair, and then diagnostic computer. I don't have a firm number on that. But I put the high number from what I knew of the last time it was purchased. Outside of that, we're looking at refitting the second floor bath here at Town Hall, fixing the water, and making some improvements to this bathroom. Then also the voting machine, the second portion of the voting machine, if it does not come in November or December, if it's into next year, we'll encumber that. And outside of that, we're looking at somewhere in the low 80s for encumbrances, which is about what we did last year. So
But don't we need contractual agreements?
we do, and I'm working on all of that, and collecting the estimates. And like I said, there's a couple that, in particular, the consulting one is probably going to take more work and more time. But we have until your last meeting of the year to encumber these items. So you'll be hearing more about this as we go, but I wanted to give you at least a preliminary list of what we're looking at. So other than that, that's all I have for this evening, unless you have any other questions for me.
Catherine's got another motion.
For what?
Town clerk, tax collector.
You already voted on the bottom line of the budget. And I
You
voted
still
no.
can amend it. You still can amend the amount.
I'll take care of that at the budget committee
Whatever.
or town meeting.
It doesn't, it's still selectmen, so,
Well, I brought it up.
yeah.
3 of you voted yes to that bottom line. So that told me no one cared to reduce that salary. So I'm not going to beat it up.
All right. 26.
Do you want to take a break, Mr. Chairman, and have some pizza before you get into your report? It's probably get cold now, but
Yes.
Yeah, we can. That's fine. All right.
meat lovers and cheese are the two choices.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah, we're gonna have to come back and talk about that too. All right, we're gonna take a break. Oh, that's not fair.
That is very fair.
After having your blueberry muffins, I am not sure that I would be very good in this competition.
Give it a whirl.
Give it a whirl. Joe beat me, I don't know how many times. No, once. We're tied.
Don't
Joe
sell
and
yourself
I
short.
tied.
Don't sell yourself short.
Napkins, plates, and cups are in the bag.
Oh, I see what this is.
Double the batch.
I see what this is.
We'll read it, and I agree with you. I was elected commissioners. In the budget? Okay.
All good.
So.
Going through that budget with the budget committee could be a whole.
Oh, yeah.
Treat everybody the same.
I can hear Stan and I guess I should.
Did you say to shut that down?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you if you wanted
Adjourned.
Exactly.
Mike's on.
You're all set.
All right. I'm going to start with our selectmen reports. Selectman Dawson, you are up.
I only have one question, and it's about the economic impact study. Have we found anybody that could do that for us, or MRI, or the
I haven't gotten a chance to get
brain
with,
die, the engineers that we use for land use?
Peach and Nordstrom.
Keach Nordstrom.
I haven't gotten a chance to sit down with Scott and Tim to discuss it. It is on my to-do list.
If we're going to encumber that or do it this year, we need to have an
Yeah.
agreement.
Yes.
The
And then
impact
agree
for
to it.
what? Refresh my memory on that one.
An economic impact study on the
Mhm.
town of Tilton.
Mhm.
If contractors are allowed to build the number of dwelling units, apartments, et cetera, that the legislature have said they can.
Yep. I got it.
Yep.
I think that's a good idea.
Because this little town can't afford it.
Yeah, I'll try to get with Scott and Tim next week.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you. That-
and
that's-
we'll get some answers. Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it. Thank
All
you.
right. Selectman Constantino, you're up.
My only question was, and I'm sorry I don't have my phone, so I can't look at a calendar, was
That's
what
right,
are
your
we
phone.
gonna do for meetings in the end of November? Thanksgiving week.
Oh.
Look at mine.
That's a good question. So it says that let's see. So we would technically have a
13th.
selectmen meeting technically on Thanksgiving, which it's not going to happen.
Okay, your next scheduled meeting is not until the 4th of December.
Yeah, I can tell you, we're going to need to set the rate before then. And so once we're ready to set the rate, maybe we could quick meeting set for that. Handle that.
So do we meet
Agree.
next week or do we meet the 25th or the 26th? We meet the 26th, we'll have to meet downstairs because the budget committee will meet, right?
I am not available on the 26th.
I anticipate we'll have the ability to set the rate next week.
Okay. Well, why don't we plan for a quick meeting on the 20th? Are you okay with that, John?
I'm looking right now.
Okay. Well, we probably, if we're just setting the rate, we probably could do what? Half an hour?
Less than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Alright.
I can do it.
Well, we ought to see if Greg has the
Mm.
document for Emerald
Yep.
or any of the others.
All right.
And wasn't Lauren trying to meet with us,
Yes.
with that other person that she needed to?
Good point.
Good point.
All right. So let's plan on
20th,
the 20th. We'll do the same 4:45. Time.
BTLA. I think it was the BTLA.
So if you guys want to mark that
Yep.
down.
Yep.
All right.
20th.
The 20th. Okay. All right.
At 4:45.
Yes. Yep. 4:45.
Can we make it earlier or no?
Can we make it earlier? If you guys are available, we can make it
I
earlier.
won't be here.
You won't be here on the 20th?
No, if it's earlier,
Okay.
either
Oh.
that or I'd have to bring
No, that's
young
all right.
Master Berkeley.
I'm good. If we could all make it earlier, then I was fine with it. If we couldn't, then that's fine.
He's my only, oh, wait a minute. Yes, I could make it earlier. I could make it earlier
Okay.
this month. Yes, I could.
You guys want to do 4 o'clock or 3:30?
Yeah.
And you, is that okay with you?
Yeah, I'm actually off that day, so I can do it.
Oh, all right. Double check.
I'll work it around, so whatever you decide.
3 o'clock.
Yeah, let's do 3:00.
3?
Somebody send me a reminder.
I'll send a reminder, everyone.
I'll be sitting there waiting for 3:30 to roll.
After
around.
they send me one, I'll send you one.
Yeah. All right. So 3:00 on the 20th. Perfect. Okay. Selectman Hanson, you're up.
And we have one as well. And it kind of goes along with Catherine's. We talk about impact fees and everything else, and we keep saying, yep, we got to look at that. We got to look at that. And have we looked at it, or have we made any progress on that? Or
No, and that's one of the reasons we need somebody, we talked about putting some money into the consultant and really get somebody that we can sit down, have them go over our ordinance, which was already approved by the taxpayers, by the voting public. But then we'd have to get a legal answer as to whether current law will allow us to do that. I believe that it will. So I think that the explanation that I was given, John, is that you really should have your master plan in place. The legislature says you should have your master plan in place before you impose them. And in order to do that, you're talking about some
when was
really
the
big
last
mo-
time ours was updated?
Tim, 11?
13.
13, yeah.
That's
The,
done by the planning board, correct?
right,
What?
master plan.
Master plan, yes.
Yeah.
And
So-
do we know when
I
that
thought we were
they
talking about
would plan on starting it?
Planning board hasn't discussed it.
No, they have not. So that would be the need for the consultant to work with land use and then work with the planning board to entertain that. The only other way we can do it, the town of San Bernardino did it. They hired a consultant at the tune of 110, Tim, 110,000.
North of that, I think.
And they did it for the town of San Bernardino. I don't know who they hired. You own land there, right, Chief? Okay. Yeah.
Samberton
Had a grant.
just got grants
Oh, is it a grant for it?
for updating the legislative ordinances and updating their master plan.
Yes. Yeah, I think it was 130,000.
Oh, wow.
I'd like to find out what grants they applied for
Absolutely.
so that we could apply for them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
gotta-
phone a friend?
Phone a friend. I will.
Friend.
Past
I'll
two
talk to Trish.
updates We've done on the master plan, we did ourselves.
But
Because they're
planning board did it.
updates.
Yeah,
We didn't have to rewrite it.
right.
Although the Conservation Commission did most of the work on the update. on
Yeah,
this.
Tim and I
wetlands.
had that discussion the other day. But maybe a consultant can tell us, give us some guidance on that. Push us in the right direction.
Yeah, because if this
Yeah, work with the-
expansion continues,
the
it's
planning
going to
board.
put a big strain on
Oh, yeah.
services. So.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not that complicated. You
Right.
look at your master plan and typically they're, I shouldn't chuckle. People don't follow their master plan, so
Right.
it always changes.
Yeah.
You look at it and, okay, that doesn't exist. I mean, look at when we added exit 20. That wasn't in the master plan, so you had to add for that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we've had development. I mean,
Yeah.
Pat knows, we've had
Yeah.
huge development that
Right.
you'd have to, that has changed the face of
Right.
some of the areas, and
Right.
you'd have to account for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look at all the growth that we've had. Catherine is absolutely right. And I'm going to deny that if anybody brings it up, but Catherine is right. We would be benefiting right now with those impact fees.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Huge,
Yeah.
huge.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Look at what we did when we adjusted the permit fees. Look at how much
Right.
revenue we brought in.
Land use is self-sustaining now.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Back in June, we were self-sustaining. But think about the impact we would have collected and the amount of good we could do with that money in resources alone in our town that we don't have to pay for as a result.
When they changed the law a few years back, I mean, it's really now your infrastructure. So for us, since we have a fire district, we can't charge for that increase. What,
Ninth
90%
officer.
of our roads are state, so that's hard to,
Right.
if somebody bills. But the
Yeah.
PD, that's ours.
Yep.
That's correct.
Increase there, we can.
It would have paid for our ninth officer. Now it
Yeah.
will pay for our 10th.
Mhm.
I didn't even get a reaction out of it.
It's been a long night. Just don't overload, just tread lightly.
Don't overload it all at once,
Overload,
right?
man, chill out.
But no, in all kidding aside though, think about the things that we could improve. There are systems that we can change and update and so on and so forth. And there's a lot of infrastructure that we could
Mhm.
be
Yeah.
creating,
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, that's all I have.
All right. So let's see. The only thing I have is the chief asked me to remind everyone the winter parking ban starts on November 15th through April 15th. So we don't want to forget that. It's been posted, right? It's on the website.
Facebook.
It's on alert. It's on Facebook. Okay. So no excuses.
streets.
Do we put in there that's with or without snow? That's regardless whether it's bare, dry, 70 degrees out, parking ban.
Right.
I get that question all the time.
Signs up throughout the town, side streets.
Yep. Okay. All right.
I have one question.
Yes.
So a while ago, I think this might have been a non-public, we had a conversation about a certain fee that we wanted to avoid paying. We were going to negotiate. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Did we?
Oh,
I think I know what you're talking about.
East of us?
Right over there?
Well, it had to do with that, but
Oh,
we were going to get somebody east of us to pay for it for us instead of us because we didn't want to pay for it. We were going to rip it out.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah.
oh. Your question is,
What's going on?
what's going on?
I still don't want to pay for it.
So we are expecting the billing to be corrected and we are not paying for it.
Are we going to pay 2/3 of it?
We will absolutely pay
Pay.
whatever the apportionment share for town of Tilton is, yes.
Yeah.
I thought that the entity that it benefited was hopefully going to pay for it all.
I don't believe they've been approached.
And it just doesn't benefit only that entity.
Well, mostly.
With
So
the,
Shed Road, it benefits.
it's something that could be brought back up, but with the change in personnel, there hasn't been any further action
Okay.
that I'm aware of.
All right. I'm good. Thank you.
My turn now?
Public comment.
We got to do public comment first. I'm gonna.
Well, how about selectmen's reports?
That was it. We just did them.
Not me.
Believe you did.
What did I say?
I think you only had one item, right?
Yeah.
Because I think you were first.
I wasn't first.
No, Catherine
you were
was
second.
first.
I was
Second.
first.
Yeah.
No, you were second.
I haven't read
Then
mine.
Pat was after
I mean,
me.
I just read mine.
I haven't said anything.
All right. What would you like to?
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
Okay.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
It's okay. Between you and Catherine right now tonight is just beyond me.
What do you have on your list though, let's say, because you did say one thing though.
I know
Yes.
I did, but I didn't,
I think you were done with it and they moved on, maybe it just bled into another one.
maybe.
Because I think it was, I have one thing.
Yeah.
That's why he probably moved on.
That's probably the only reason I moved on.
I got one thing.
Play it back, Sam.
All right, so I'm gonna open it up for public comment. Time being 7:55. Not hearing any, nobody's online. I'll close it. Public comment. Chief, you had something you wanted to jump up on?
There's two things we have. All right, just wanted to inform everybody on Friday, the 21st, we'll be at Walmart for their grand opening. It's gonna be from 9 in the morning till 12 in the afternoon. So it's a grand opening. They refreshed the whole store. I don't remember how much it was, but it was millions of dollars.
I've
It was
gone
a
in there and
lot of money.
Been confused
but
because
was-
everything got moved.
Yeah, it's confusing. Trust me. Yeah, we have to go in there to find somebody. Yeah, they're in this aisle now. They're not in that aisle. I was able to secure a grant like I do every year, $5,000 grant for our shop with a cop. So we're going to do that again this year.
Nice.
So they're actually going to present us with the check that Friday, the 21st, 9 to noon. There will be a touch a truck going on also in the parking lot. And then Saturday, the 29th, we'll be at Walmart again from 10 to 2, and that'll be Cram a Cruiser. And that is for the Tilton Northfield Samerton Christmas Fund. So we will be there outside, and that will help benefit the Tilton Northfield Samerton Christmas Fund. We do that every year also.
What is Cram a Cruiser?
So you cram a cruiser with gifts for the.
Oh, you fill it with
Yep.
stuff?
So we call it Cram a Cruiser.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
So
they must
that's
have
it.
been on the-
Sure, but I have one public question again. Fence viewers,
Yes.
we didn't talk about, we have somebody that wants to use fence viewers.
Right.
And we were going to inaugurate a fourth later on in the meeting. You thought I forgot, didn't you?
I
did.
As the newly elected member.
So we
I'd
have
like-
to organize, and pick a date. And
Yeah.
pick
As a
date.
newly appointed member, I would like to nominate John Hanson as
Oh,
a
I'll
member
second that.
of the fence viewers.
That's for life, you know. So you know, even though you quit Selectmen, you are a fence viewer.
All right. So
Fence
we
for
have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you, John, for volunteering. That was so nice of you.
So someone, we have to organize the time,
Uh,
meet and
Yeah,
get more information and
if the board will allow me, I'll email Shelby and ask her for a time to coordinate with
Okay.
all of
Couple
you.
of dates.
Couple of dates.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
and ideally, we need both property owners there,
right.
Yeah.
Ideally.
ideally.
Okay. All right.
Tim, did you find that piece of paper?
No, but are you going into non-public
I'd
again?
like to make a motion, we go into non-public per RSA 91A:3, that which discussed in public would adversely affect the reputation of such entity.
Okay. I'll second. All in favor?
Dawson, yes?
Hanson, yes.
Adams, yes.
Constantino, yes.
Okay.
This conference will now be recorded.
We don't have to seal the minutes.
Okay. All right. Who wants to make the motion?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.